Welcome back to DPSN. I'm Dylan Oliver, and today I'm continuing my NFL record predictions for the upcoming 2022 NFL season. Today, I'll be predicting the best division in all of football, the AFC West. So, to start things off, let's go and predict the Denver Broncos 2022 record. Week 1, they start things off against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. It's going to be Russell Wilson's return to Seattle just in the first week of the season. Russ going to Denver makes the Broncos so much better, and we know it's going to make the Seahawks terrible, so the Broncos are going to easily win this game to start their year off 1-0. And actually have their winning ways continuing with another easy win over the Houston Texans in Week 2, and then a big win over the San Francisco 49ers in Week 3 to advance to 3-0 to start the year off. Their first loss will come in the division Week 4 against the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas. Then, in Week 5, they'll bounce back and win that game against the Indianapolis Colts before two back-to-back losses against the Chargers and a big upset loss to the New York Jets. I think the Jets, like I said in my previous video, my AFC East record predictions, I think the Jets are going to come in and upset quite a few teams this year, and I think this Broncos game is going to be one of their upset wins, so I have the Jets winning that one. Then Week 8, the Broncos do recover, bounce back, beat the Jaguars before going to a Week 9 bye week. Coming out of that bye week, they have the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. That'll be a win for the Broncos. Then Week 11, they get their revenge against the Raiders from their earlier loss in the season and win that one. And then go to Carolina and beat the Carolina Panthers as well. Then Weeks 13 and 14, they have two very tough matchups against AFC opponents. They're going to lose both of those games before beating the Cardinals Week 15 and then losing to the Rams because, of course, the Rams are great, the defending Super Bowl champions. They're going to have a fantastic year. Broncos aren't on the same level as them just yet, so they lose that one before going and then defeating the Chiefs in Week 17 in their second matchup of the year and then losing once again to the Chargers to end their year off, finishing the year 10-7. So a 10-7 finish for the Broncos could make them a playoff team. I think with Russell Wilson, they have all the talent in the world and have the pieces to get to the playoffs. So we will see if they are able to perform and have these 10 wins and potentially make it to the playoffs. All right, next team I'm going to predict here is a playoff team from last year. It's the Las Vegas Raiders. They made some big moves in the offseason, signing people like Chandler Jones and trading for people like Davante Adams, the best receiver in all of football, reuniting college quarterback Derek Carr with his college receiver Davante Adams. So it'll be great to see them back together again and see if they can maybe have that same chemistry they had back in college, now bring it to the NFL. We'll have to see, but so let's start off with these predictions. Week 1 at the Los Angeles Chargers. They're going to lose that game before picking up a victory against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 2, and then losing to the Tennessee Titans Week 3, having a rough 1-2 start, but then after that, they'll start to get things rolling a little bit. They'll beat the Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs in Weeks 4 and 5, pick up two huge divisional wins there before going into a bye week with tons of momentum. Coming out of that bye week, they have an easy match against the Houston Texans, which the Raiders will, of course, win that one in Vegas. Coming out of the bye after two huge wins, they're going to win that. Then Week 8, that Saints defense, I think, is going to cause some problems for this Raiders offense. I think the Saints win that game. But then the Raiders will go back-to-back wins over the Jaguars and Colts before losing in Denver in that second matchup with them this season. Then Week 12 at the Seattle Seahawks. I've said it once today, the Seahawks are not good. The Raiders will win this game. Then Week 13 against the Chargers once again. This time they beat the Chargers in the second matchup of the year before then playing the other LA team, the Super Bowl champion once again, Los Angeles Rams. They're going to lose that game. Then they'll beat the Patriots, lose to the Steelers, beat the Niners, lose to the Chiefs. Finish the year off 10-7, just like the Broncos. Once again, possible playoff push for the Raiders, potentially could make it. Honestly, I could see all four teams in this division making the playoffs this year. That's just how good this division is. So overall, pretty solid season for these Raiders. All right, next team is the team I'm most excited about in this division for this season, the Los Angeles Chargers. They also made a ton of moves this offseason, signing people like J.C. Jackson, acquiring Khalil Mack via trade, just a ton of new talent added to this roster, and I'm very excited to see how it all shapes up this season. Starting off in Week 1, they get the Las Vegas Raiders, the same team that ended their year last year. They start with this year. This time they'll get their revenge and win Week 1. Then week 2 at Kansas City. They're going to go into Kansas City and win that game. Then week 3, coming off a huge high, they're going to hit a low. They're going to come in cocky, confident, overlook the Jacksonville Jaguars and lose that game. And then week 4, they won't make the same mistake again. They'll beat the Texans before losing week 5 to Cleveland. Now, when I was doing these record predictions, I was thinking Deshaun Watson will be there. If Deshaun Watson's not there, it definitely changes my mind about this game. But as of right now, there's no ruling on Deshaun Watson. So for now, I'm still going to say the Chargers will lose this one. Then week 6, they'll beat the Broncos. Week 7, they'll beat the Seahawks before going into a week 8 bye. The winning will not stop after the bye, as week 9, they'll beat the Atlanta Falcons. In week 10, they will beat the San Francisco 49ers. They'll go on a nice 4-game winning streak before losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in week 11. Then week 12, they get back to the wins with a win over the Arizona Cardinals. Then week 13 against the Raiders once again. I think the Raiders get them this time, giving the Chargers a loss before the week 14 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are another team that made a lot of moves this offseason. I'm not super high on them, but I think they will be able to be competitive and beat a lot of teams. And I think this is one of the teams that the Dolphins will beat. So I got the Chargers losing this one before beating the Titans in week 15. Then week 16 in Indianapolis, Chargers are going to lose that. Then week 17 and 18, Chargers win back-to-back huge games against very good opponents to finish the year off 11-6. All right, now the final team in this division, we all know them. We all know how great they are. The Kansas City Chiefs. They lost some people in the offseason like Tyreek Hill, so there's a few question marks surrounding them this year. But, I mean, they still have Patrick Mahomes. They're still going to be great. They have Travis Kelce. They have Andy Reid. I do think with the loss of Tyreek Hill, it takes them a little while to figure out how to get this offense moving again. So I think the start of their season is going to be a bit shaky, a bit rough, but then towards the end, they'll pick it back up. So let's jump into these predictions. Week 1 at Arizona. I don't like Arizona at all this year. The Chiefs win that. Week 2 against the Chargers are going to win this one. Week 3 at Indianapolis. I like the Colts a lot this year. I have the Colts winning this. Week 4 at Tampa Bay. I think, honestly, the Chiefs come out and win this one. They're not going to lose 3 straight games in a row. They win that, get back to 2-2. Then week 5 against the Raiders. I have the Raiders winning this game, dropping the Chiefs down below 500 again before a week 6 matchup against the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are the best team in possibly all of football. So I have the Bills winning this one, dropping the Chiefs to 2-4 through the first 6 weeks of the season. However, after that loss to the Bills, the Chiefs are really going to start to figure it out and get things rolling, and they'll be back like they never left. Week 7, they'll beat the San Francisco 49ers. Week 8, they'll have a nice bye week, get some momentum going. Week 9, beat the Titans. Week 10, beat the Jaguars. Week 11, beat the Chargers. Week 12, beat the Rams. Week 13, beat the Bengals. And week 14, beat the Broncos. They're going to have a crazy win streak, beating some of the league's best teams. They're going to be riding high, thinking they are the best team in football, unbeatable, overlook the Houston Texans, go into Houston, into a trap game, and lose. It's going to be one of the biggest upsets in NFL history, but I'm telling you, the Chiefs are going to lose to the Houston Texans week 15, and it's going to be awful. But then week 16, they won't overlook another opponent. They'll go in it, beat the Seahawks handedly, destroy them, before losing to the Denver Broncos in week 17. But then week 18, they finished the season strong, winning another divisional game against the Las Vegas Raiders to finish their season off 11-6. I have all 4 teams getting 10+ wins this year, and it's really going to come down to that divisional tiebreaker, in my opinion, for who wins this division and gets the playoff spots. I personally have the Chargers winning this division this year, but honestly, it's so up in the air. I could see any 4 of these teams winning it and really making some noise in the playoffs. Well, those are all the predictions I've got for today. Tune in next time where I will begin my NFC record predictions. I'm Dylan Oliver, and I will see you next time.
Bye.